How we doing, folks? We've taken this store to $0 to $1.3 million this year, utilizing branded dropshipping. Obviously, everyone's using the term branded dropshipping right now, but I've been in the game for a while. I actually exited one of my companies last year, a branded dropshipping store, custom content, the lot, making $1.2 million in profit, believe it or not. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down some key points, right, about branded dropshipping, because it's completely different objectives. I'm going to go over and show you an example store, pretty much how we did it, which is like a retail shop design, which you can like utilize this 80-20 rule where you basically focus on the winning products and then the rest of the products catch the most profits. I'm going to describe to you and rant about basically before you scale a brand, you need to focus on optimizing the business with key profit margins. Okay. Not a lot of people actually talk about this, but if you want to scale, usually profit margins go down. When you focus on the key things in long-term branded dropshipping, you maximize the profit margins as well as building brand equity, which I did before last year. And that's how I was actually able to sell one of my branded dropshipping stores. So I'm also going to go over the Black Friday Facebook strategy and basically how we find these products. Basically just going to rant. Okay. I'm going to utilize my 8 years of knowledge. I'm going to rant to you. So listen up, grab a chair, and I want to go over something quickly. So branded dropshipping is not catching a pump. I see kids, adults, etc. scale into like 50K days, 100K days, making absolute bags of cash with Ecom and dropshipping, but they're catching trends. You're always going to be chasing your tail. Yes, these are big numbers. However, most of the times these products die out, especially if they're one product stores and not subscription products. What you need to be utilizing now to have consistent wins, building brand equity, is custom content, branding, and building brand assets, which is like the email list, the social media followings. That's how you sustain the unprofitable months, because I'm telling you now, most e-com brands will have unprofitable months. And if you're a gimmicky store and you're relying completely on the front end with no social media following, no assets, and you're not building custom content, you've got one SKU, which is one product, how can you iterate and withstand unprofitable months? Usually the product dies out and you have to repeat the cycle again. That's why chasing pumps and gimmicky products is harder long-term. Yes, short-term, it's a good solution to grab a quick bag, but long-term, you need a legit brand, okay? I'm looking on YouTube, the word branding, everyone's using it now. It's sort of becoming a trend. Everyone uses branded dropshipping, which is fair. Most of these guys I see, some of them are actually legit, because I know the legit ones, I know the people who aren't legit, okay? I haven't done the most numbers in ecom. I've done 4.5 million to date, counting, so obviously we've got multiple brands running at the moment. We'll probably hit 5 mil probably by the end of this year in total revenue. But the company I sold last year, making a total profit of like $1.2 million from profit, was only sellable because it was actually long-term and it was actually branded. We built the brand over 3 years. We utilized the team and everyone was trained in specific roles where I actually wasn't a key part of the business. My team was scaling the company. Like I was living in Bali for the past 3 years, traveled the world between Dubai. I was a non-tax resident in the UK. I was doing all the crazy stuff, flying business class, etc. The point of this was, that was because I set up the company in the way where my input was minimal. I actually became an employee of the company. My key role was like creative strategy, because that's what I'm best at, I would say. And if I didn't turn up to a meeting, it didn't matter. I didn't even book the team meetings. My COO did, like the operations manager. So that's how I set up the business. And that's why it was sellable and desirable to a buyer, because there was opportunity, it was systemized, and we had a sick team. That's why I was able to exit the brand. Obviously, there are other people on the internet doing this as well, but this is my position, which I just want to talk about. Also, I don't think anyone else has done this. I've got proof I've sold my company. If you look in the description, there's like a book a call link. Obviously, this is a book a call link to work with us one-to-one. However, if you scroll to the bottom of it, I've got an interview with my broker who sold my company. So if you need to sell a brand too, you can speak to him or ask me for his connections. But you can watch the video via the link at the bottom of the page, and you can see me have an interview with my broker of how we actually sold the company and why the company was sellable. I don't think many people have actually showcased that, because obviously it's hard to trust people on the internet. But right now, obviously we sold the company last year. We've utilized the same strategy on this new brand, which has done $1.3 million to date. We are also scaling another brand. This is a newer brand. We've done 27K today. It's obviously up 90% on the month, but obviously we will scale this past 6 figures, but this one is stock-based. Both of these stores we're running now are branded, and they've both got brand equity. That is the super important thing. So if you do, let's say $300,000 profit with a branded dropshipping store for the year, you can exit that for up to $600,000 to 1 mil. So you can get like a 2 to 5x on the yearly profits. That is pretty much what I utilized and did with my old brand. We just got a sale on one of the stores and it works. Brand equity is where you make the real money, because I'm trying to sell you the topic on like long-term branded dropshipping. So when you've got these gimmicky stores, so this is what I'll get into the point of like these unprofitable months. For example, I spoke to one of my mates, he's got a branded store. How do people consistently beat other people in ecom? Because it's player versus player. If two people are selling the same products, it's player versus player. Who wins out of these people? Only one person can win long term. And that is if you can withstand the unprofitable months. You need to be able to prepare for that. And with the branded strategy and the different objectives, you can prepare for that because you optimize on profit margins. You can get better CPAs because obviously you've got custom content. Usually you've got branded packaging, but you focus on returning customers, email lists, and social media sales, like organic growth, organic sales, building your IG following, building your Pinterest following, not much people talk about that, building your Facebook following, and utilizing organic content on top. Usually gimmicky stores, all they will do is Facebook ads, one product, and that's it. So they're completely relying on like front end profits. If they have a bad month, their whole singular funnel cannot dampen the downfall of the unprofitable month. So it can't catch the tail. For example, if we have an unprofitable month on a long-term branded store, utilizing like multiple products and a big catalog, we think, okay, we've had an unprofitable month. What do? We utilize the email list that we built up and we send email campaigns. We utilize the IG that we built up on the Facebook and we send reels. We utilize the branded store that we built and the brand name and we release new products under that brand. It means we can get sales without spending money on ads. As well as this, if our store is branded, we can charge more for products, which means our gross margins on our products are higher, which means we have more room for CPA and cost per purchase to basically acquire customers, which is super important. If there's two people, player versus player, both people are selling t-shirts. The drop shipping store that's not branded is selling them for 40 quid and we're selling them for 50 quid because we've got a branded name and the cost per product is $10. They've only got a $30 margin to acquire a customer, whereas we've got a $40 margin to acquire a customer, which means we have more room for error. We can spend more money on ads to test new stuff and we have a system to which we should outcompete this competitor. That is how you do long term, because when you build a brand or you get a winning store, there will be multiple people that copy your idea, release a product that is similar to yours or just a bit different, and they are competing for the same customer base as you. But only one person can come on top, because when we had our store that we scaled to like $3.5 million and we sold, we had multiple competitors pop up, but they all died out. But we continued to scale and sold the company. Why? Because we utilized long branded dropshipping techniques. Right, I'm going to stop with the sales pitch. Okay, stopping with the sales pitch. Let's get into the value. I'm going to explain some things. Also, I'm going to free flow off the noggin. I'm going to drop some game and I'm just going to reiterate my head to you right now. So dial in. So this is the example I want to show you of like a branded dropshipping store. So this does not look like a dropshipping store. That's the key, okay? And it utilizes like a retail shop front. So the brand and the niche is art. Basically, it's a type of art, and their sub niche is like trendy art. So let's have a look at their artworks. We'll go on their bestsellers. So usually the bestsellers will be at the top. That's usually how it automated. The artwork has a certain style to it. So I would call it like, is it Gen Z or what? I don't know what, millennials, whatever we are. It's a millennial or Gen Z version of like classical art. For example, this is obviously like a recreation of the Bible with like a trendy viewpoint on it, okay? It's a retail art workshop with a brand sub niche on top of it. So I've talked about this in all my videos, is what we do as well. So we'll take an evergreen niche and we utilize a sub niche, because you got to think, right, who's going to buy off a brand new website or a brand new company if it's got no reason or unique selling point to buy off it? So if you take like an evergreen niche and you take a subsection of that niche, that gives you some authority, even though you're a new company, because you're a specialist in that sub niche. For example, these guys sell artwork, but a certain type of artwork, and the branding comes with the imagery, the catalog, the product types, and how they present it on the website. So like if we look at bestsellers, the branding comes from the products. Like I've seen this product as well. They print on the ads. These guys' content is really good as well. So if you go to like their Facebook ad library and look at their content, it's like highly edited B-roll. You would not even think this is dropshipping. So it might not be dropshipping now. I'm not actually sure. Haven't done too much research into it. The process of starting a store like this would be, okay, start with dropshipping. You'd find a supplier that can do like these sort of print on demand artworks. It's essentially what it is. It's like print on demand artwork if it is dropshipping. With the backgrounds, there will be suppliers for that. probably our suppliers can do it as well. So if you are in our group, we can give you the suppliers and you can basically just ask if they can do these products, or that vice versa, you essentially hire someone to find suppliers for you that can do this. If you need suppliers, just DM me or book a call, etc. But the branding comes from the catalog. You see here, it's an evergreen niche with a sub niche of branding. They've got multiple products. It's like a retail shop. So this is exactly what we did, but in the home decor niche. I guess this is home decor as well, to be fair, but it's more of like an art home decor. The retail catalog creates a 20-80 rule. So usually with Facebook ads, it's only going to be 1 to 2 products that are like best sellers, usually 1, maybe 2. Throughout our store, over the 3 years that we built our branded store, we had 4 winning products over the 3 years. Because it's a brand name, you can keep testing products under the niche. So it's artwork, right? So you can keep testing artwork designs to consistently have new things that are like raising the bar or increasing the revenue or increasing the profit margin. So you're constantly optimizing, or vice versa. If the winning product dies out, you have another one to replace that so you can continue to scale. Whereas if you're like a 1 product store, you can't do that. So I think on our brand, it was usually like one of our winning products lasted for like 2.5 years. Another one lasted for 6 months. Another one lasted for 12 months. But there was a shelf life for each product. It just depends on the market. But obviously the niche of artwork or home decor, it's always going to be evergreen. But with the branded, like I said, you can keep add in products under the brand name, which is why you utilize these assets of long-term branded dropshipping. Because when you're spending money on ads, Facebook, Google, TikTok, Pinterest, whatever, Twitter, you're getting momentum. So this is what I say to people is like, never really turn off your ads. Obviously, if the store's like completely shit, yeah, turn your ads off. But if there's momentum, you're getting sales, you're break even, or if you're a little bit profitable, keep the ads running and you iterate under the brand name. While you're iterating under the brand name and you're constantly spending on ads, even if you're break even, you are collecting email list, pixel data, building your IG following, building your Facebook following, building your Pinterest following, building your Twitter following, building your TikTok following, whatever you are doing, as well as testing organic content posting, testing multiple products under the brand name, because you are figuring out how to take a piece of the pie under the brand name. Okay, so I've got multiple examples of this. I just actually spoke to one of our clients today. We took him from 50 to 230,000 pounds per month. He started for the first 3 months under a brand name, testing multiple different products until something hit. Once you've got that product that is like a cash flow product and it's generating you profits, you can begin to put that profit into testing new stuff, to building up a catalog, to build a brand. Does that make sense? This is like the points I'm trying to get across. This is like a prime example of like a branded store. It does not look like dropshipping at all. Obviously it might not be, but you can start this type of store with dropshipping. I actually utilize some of this stuff in my brands, like limited release, 34 left in stock. It's like an urgency way of selling things. It's a really good way of like selling products and giving that urgency on it, because sometimes you got to think is when a customer or a bit of traffic comes from Facebook, how can you convert the customer there and then? Urgency is a good way of converting customers. Limited release, only 18 left. I pretty much do this stock tactic on all my stores. It works very well. We've tested it, A/B testing it, and definitely converts way more than without. So obviously, when you are building a branded dropshipping store, you need to find a product. What I usually say is evergreen niche, sub niche, and when you've decided that sub niche and you know there's a market for it, obviously Google research, Google trends, exploding topics is a really good one, but you need to know if the brands are making money. So I use Winning Hunter. So when you are checking your competitors, the key with dropshipping when you want to be successful is taking something that works. To be honest, it's the main with most businesses, unless you're like innovating, take something that is working and make it different. You basically add your unique spin on it. That is literally what we did for our store. I saw Facebook ads that were performing. They were getting loads of views, loads of likes, loads of comments, and the brand was shit. I basically rebranded a winning product from another competitor. They were like low budget, high volume. And I took it and went, right, I'm going to make this luxury and aesthetic and increase the price. I took a different spin on the same product and presented it in a different way. That is how you make dropshipping work. Like, don't overcomplicate it. I think it's honestly how you make a lot of businesses work. Take something that's working and make a difference. But I use Winning Hunter because when you're finding products and you've chosen like a sub niche, you need to find your competitors. It's all about the competitors. Competitors are a free blueprint on basically what's working, what is the market, because these guys spend money on ads all the time. So you can go to their Facebook ad library. You need to know your competitors. That's how you build a brand. Take components that are performing the best from everyone, spin it in a little bundle and make your own brand, which is different but better than everyone else's because you've seen what's working. So you need to know which competitors are making the most money. So I use Winning Hunter for that. You literally copy and paste into the sales tracker and it will track the revenue for the Shopify stores and even show you their best selling products. As I fucking thought, Chris Bellini is doing 1 million euros a month. Yesterday they did 42,000 euros. Yeah, these guys are printing and their ads are so good. You can look at the ads yourself. Just go on Facebook, type in Chris Bellini, go on the ad library and like look at the ads, but they're really good. Proper custom content and they're self-shot content. That is how you make yourself different from the other competitors. But you can see they're winning products here. This app is really good. If you want to work with these guys, you get a 3-month discount. The link is below. I partner with these guys because I use this app. I use this app all the time. I have a big list of competitors that we track, looking at their sales, etc. Especially when you're starting off, you need to be tracking your competitors and seeing who is making the most money so you can figure out, all right, what do I want to sell? So I would highly recommend using this app. Obviously, profits is like the most important thing at the end of the day. Like everyone can do high revenue numbers. I think one of our biggest profit days on our branded store was like £125,000, which I think is $160,000 in 30 days. If you don't believe me, you can go back through my old YouTube videos and you can look. If you want to scale, it's not all about scaling the revenue, but if you want to scale, you need to ensure the back end is like profitable. And the beauty with long-term branded dropshipping is you can maximize the profits. So I call it like the 28 rule. One way to maximize the profits is when you're running ads, you double down on the best sellers. So you mass test loads of products under the brand name. You'll figure out, let's say you figure out 1 to 2 products that perform the best. You focus on making ads for those products. Just focus on making ads for those products because they're the most eye-catching, the lowest cost per clicks, the lowest cost per purchase on the Facebook ad account, because Facebook is for driving revenue and building momentum. So you utilize the best performers that can create the best ads to drive traffic to a website that has, let's say, 50 products or 20 products. And the 20-80 rule comes in. 20% of the products, which is the best sellers, produce 80% of the revenue. However, 80% of the products in the catalog produce 20% of the profits. So that rest of the catalog, so there's 2 winning products and we've got 20 products in total. Those 18 other products are upsells, bundles, and returning customer products, which means you can capitalize on the profit. So that extra 20% of the revenue that other catalog brings you will increase your profit margin, which means you can scale more. That's why like a branded store is super important with like the retail structure selling multiple products. The other thing you need to focus on is emails. You need to focus on collecting emails because it's essentially your own asset of customer base, which you can market to for free. Basically free anyway. Obviously you got to pay for like Klaviyo fees and stuff. But for example, let's say you have a shit day on the ads, you can send an email and make $5,000 if your email list is that big. This is where you capitalize on the branding. And if you have a retail branded store, let's say you find a new winning product that's good, or you want to release a new product, you can send an email saying we've got a new product launch to all the people who have purchased before that might be interested in it again. And you can make a lot of money, especially in the Black Friday, etc. Or you have a new offer on for a new sale and there was a lot of people on your email list that could have bought or have bought a product but wanted other products but couldn't buy it because of the price point. Then you can market new things. You can market testimonials, you can market information about the product as well. So what we would do is, this is a bit of information for you. We would go to our customers' houses and film our customers' products and get customer testimonials and use that for the ads and send that in email. So the products were so legit, the content was so legit and custom because we were really making it into a real brand. At the end of the day, it's just about trust. Why would someone buy off you, off the internet, off a Facebook ad? And you got to make that clear that you're an authority in the space. Before we get into this, so this is basically going to be talking about the Facebook ad setup for like aggressive scaling. So obviously it's Black Friday right now. So like I'm going to tell you like the structures we're using for our brands and that like our agencies are using for their other clients as well. Because we've been implementing this strategy on our clients as well, like our students that we work with. And we've got quite a few people doing pretty decent numbers now. Like I said, one of our students just hit £230,000 for the last 30 days, which is pretty much $300,000, I think, for the month, which is pretty crazy. He came to us starting doing £50,000. So we like 5x'd his revenue in 2 months, which is pretty crazy. I think it was 2 months or maybe 3. And he joined in September. If you've been interested in what I'm talking about, I've actually linked all of our one-to-one mentoring case studies. So you can see the results we've been getting our students and they're in below. So whether that 230K testimonial is out or not, if it is, you can watch that below. If it's not, you can watch the others. But if you want to work with us and you like how I resonate with you, you can book a call, bro. So lock that in if you want to work with us. But for now, I will talk about the aggressive scaling structure for BFCM. So basically, this is what I'm doing, this is what our clients are doing, and this is what the agency is doing that we work with, that are doing like millions per month. That's not a joke. So obviously you got base scaling. I'll go over that quickly. So base scaling, you don't need to have a CBO. So we're finding Advantage Shopping Campaign and ABO scaling working pretty well. So I'll zoom on this first. So the base scaling is like the offer you've been running before. So basically with this, obviously you would have been optimizing this. I'm not going to talk about testing. I'm not going to talk about starting a campaign. This is if your ads have already been running. So the base scaling setup would be ABO scaling plus advantage shopping campaign, which is pretty much a retargeting campaign with a small bit of prospecting. So it's like a full funnel campaign. Usually I would say it's about 30% of your budget compared to this one. So this would be 70% of your budget. ABO would be basically scaling the majority of the sales. So this would be running the old original offer before Black Friday. However, a key question is, do we edit this offer from the ABO previously? No, keep it the same. So keep the base scaling stuff as per the offer on your store that you're running before. Obviously scale it up. If they're working well, scale it up. How do we scale? So one, you should have done this previously, obviously quite late now, but you need to backtrack your maximum time frame, all your ads, all your best performing ads. You need to basically make them into your Black Friday offer, whatever that is, buy one, get one free, free gift, 30% off total website, whatever your offer is. You need to take all your best performing ads. Let's say there's 10 best performing ads over the year, and put the Black Friday offer on that, either via text, if it's a video, getting your UGC creator to refilm it by talking about Black Friday. If it's an image ad, just put the Black Friday text on with the offer, put the Black Friday offer on your best performing ads. And that is what we would be putting into our scaling campaigns, which you launch on your Black Friday day. So we've got 3 campaigns that we're running for the Black Friday. So aggressive scaling with offer, this is all the Black Friday structure. So number 1, we have a CBO scaling, 1-day click attribution. So basically the reporting is if they've purchased within 1 day of clicking rather than 7 days. This would be your traffic and revenue campaign, which basically is driving the revenue up, but not profit. So you'd put all the ads in here, however many that is, even if it's 10, put all the Black Friday ads into that. 1 ad set, depending on your budget, but that's up to you. Let's say we're putting them at like 1 to 2K per day. Obviously, if they're doing like $1 million per month, they're doing like $10,000 a day on these, but that's depending on you. So you need to figure out how much budget you want to do, but this is to drive revenue. Maybe start a bit lower, but aim to scale it up if you're launching your Black Friday sale earlier. So this is the revenue one. I'll talk about the cost cap in a minute. ASC scaling, obviously this is like a retargeting campaign. So again, all the Black Friday ads that you've made off your best performers, put this on this. And this will be like the retargeting / full funnel prospecting to collect the profits. So this will be the second stage of the paid media funnel, to have a higher ROAS, collect the profits, and basically retarget or finalize the closing or the sales of the CBO campaign. So this is not 1-day click, actually. This is normal. I don't know why I put that as 1-day click. Imagine that's 7-day click, okay? As well as this, exclude on your CBO, like 90-day purchases, exclude purchases from email lists. So you can put that into the campaign level on the audience, exclude previous purchases. On this one, don't. So again, this would be less budget than this one. And then the ABO cost cap is, I would put, or you can put it as a CBO cost cap, whatever you want. Again, put the Black Friday offers and put the cost cap level, which is basically the cost per purchase level that you want to spend to basically maximize profit. So it's not going to spend unless it can collect the profits or the sales at that cost per purchase level. So this would be, again, to basically collect more profits. So this is like the campaign stack we got to scale the Black Friday offer. So that was a massive video. I went on ranting for ages, but yeah, if you want to work with us, feel free, like and subscribe if you rated the video. Peace and love.